Is William Ruto the most disliked president in Kenya's history? This is not my question, but one that was asked by none other than the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, on the 12th of July 2025. By no means a bold question, but to truly answer it, we must go back in time, back to where it all began, back to a young man from Sugoi with nothing but ambition in his eyes and a Bible in his hand. This is the journey of William Samoei Ruto, his rise, his controversies, his victories, and the storm that now threatens his legacy. He was born on the December 21st, 1966 in Kamagut, Uasin Gishu. Ruto was raised in a modest religious home. He sold chickens by the roadside and later pursued a degree in botany and zoology at the University of Nairobi. But it wasn't long before he made his way into politics fast and hard. In 1992, Ruto joined the infamous Youth for Kanu 92 or YK92, a political pressure group created to help President Moi win re-election. While the group helped solidify Moi's hold on power, it also earned a notorious reputation for electoral violence, vote buying, and large-scale misuse of state funds. Ruto, who served as the group's treasurer, was closely associated with these controversies, including alleged misappropriation of campaign money. It was Kenya's first glimpse of recurring theme: power, opportunity, and questions of integrity. In 1997, Ruto surprised everyone by defeating Moi's preferred candidates to become MP for Eldoret North. He soon became Assistant Minister for Home Affairs, and by the early 2000s, he was a rising star in Kanu. But again, controversy followed. In the early 2000s, Ruto was linked to illegal land acquisition, including the Ngong Forest land scandal, where the Kenya shillings 96 million in public funds was allegedly paid out fraudulently. He was charged in 2004, but the case was later dropped for lack of evidence. Despite this, the label of land grabber would stick in the public imagination. In 2005, Ruto aligned himself with Raila Odinga, joining the Orange Democratic Movement (ODM) and playing a central role in the No campaign against proposed constitution. He became part of the ODM's Pentagon, symbolizing regional representation and reform. But just a few years later, in 2009, while serving as Minister of Agriculture, Ruto was again mired in scandal, this time over the maize subsidy program. He was accused of allocating maize stocks to phantom companies and cronies, causing massive losses and food insecurity. Although Parliament demanded his resignation, Ruto denied all wrongdoing and survived politically. Another close call, but the public's trusts took another hit. Following the 2007-2008 post-election violence, Ruto was among 6 Kenyans named by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity, including murder, forcible transfer, and persecution. Though the case collapsed in 2016 due to witness interference and insufficient evidence, the global stain on his image remained. Yet Ruto reinvented himself. In 2013, alongside Uhuru Kenyatta, he formed the Jubilee Alliance and became Kenya's first elected deputy president under the new constitution. He spent 10 years in power, but by 2018, the handshake between Uhuru and Raila left Ruto isolated. Instead of retreating, he launched a new narrative, the Hustler Nation. He portrayed himself as the embodiment of the Kenyan dream, rising from roadside hawker to deputy president. In 2022, Ruto defied odds, won the presidency, and declared the era of bottom-up economics. He promised jobs for the youth, one business permit for small traders, affordable housing, hustler fund loans, a new economic order for the ordinary Kenyan, and a million other promises. But within months, Kenyans began asking, where is the change? The Hustler Fund became a punchline, underfunded, overly bureaucratic, and riddled with repayment defaults. His affordable housing levy was introduced without full public buy-in, raising concerns of double taxation. Worse, whispers of tender corruption and ghost contractors around the housing scheme and fertilizer subsidy program began circulating. Online exposés and investigative journalists started tracing deals linked to close allies and government insiders. In mid-2024, the government introduced a finance bill that proposed sharp new taxes on fuel, bread, digital services, even sanitary towels. The youth, already burdened by unemployment and hopelessness, took to the streets in peaceful protest. What started with hashtags turned into historic nationwide protests led by Gen Zs, a movement with no political godfather, no tribal base, and no bribe price. President Ruto's government initially dismissed them as misguided, but then came tragedy. Almost a year after the initial Gen Z protests, the death of Albert Ojwang, a young government critic under unclear circumstances in a police cell, sparked nationwide anger. More deaths followed, then came the president's now infamous directive, shoot them in the leg. The world watched in disbelief as live bullets rained down on unarmed protesters. By July 2025, over 50 youth had reportedly been killed in protest-related clashes. The same president who once called himself a hustler was now seen as the oppressor. So, who is William Ruto? A self-made man who clawed his way to the top of Kenya's political ladder, or a career politician who rode populist slogans into power and quickly abandoned the people who believed in him? His journey is undeniably monumental, from church choirs in Sugoi to State House, from being a student in a torn sweater to dining with world leaders. But so too are his scars, allegations of corruption, a legacy of broken promises, and now the blood of young Kenyans on the streets. The question now isn't whether William Ruto made history. He did. The real question is, what kind of history will he leave behind? A symbol of hope or a cautionary tale? As the protests rage on and the youth continue to demand accountability, one thing is clear: Ruto's presidency has shaken the nation to its core. Will William Ruto go down as Kenya's most disliked president? That answer is now yours to decide. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more political deep dives and current affairs content. Thank you.